Hey guys, Sugar Hill Media coming back at you with another video. I just wanted to report and talk about someone who really impacted my life for the short time that I was able to watch his content. Kevin Samuels, I just found out, passed away today, reportedly by a heart attack. And I had to tell you, I was completely shocked. I wasn't expecting that news. Kevin Samuels is someone that he never knew me, but I felt like I knew him. I felt like he was a mentor. I felt like he was someone that I can get advice from. I absorbed his content, and I really just, I'm shocked. I'm like blown away that something like this happened so suddenly to someone who was impacting the lives of so much men across this country. And I think, I don't know, I just kind of, I feel as though he came on the scene as such a, like a rocket. And there was this explosion where he tapped into the very social vibe for black men in this country, where we just gravitated to him because he's saying, and he was saying some of the things that we just couldn't verbalize ourselves. And because we couldn't verbalize those things, he was like like a big brother. He was like I said, like a mentor, and in a lot of ways. And I know he's helped a lot of men, and I know he's helped a lot of people in relationships. But when we look at this social structure that we're being exposed to in America, where you have the voice of women being heard first and foremost and above the voice of men, and black men feeling as though they're not on the correct level when it comes to the attention and the focus and the meeting of needs that is necessary for us to be competitive. And we were calling out for somebody like Kevin for years, for someone who could give that advice, someone who could shine a light on some of the things that are being done and talk about some of those things, because we're being shut out of the mainstream media. And this person comes on like a rocket ship, takes off, becomes popular. People are saying he's controversial. Who says he's controversial? He's not controversial. He's saying the things that men want to say and have been afraid to say. And I think that that was a wake-up call. His life was a wake-up call, and his death definitely is a wake-up call to men to let your male authority show and open up the conversation to women out there who don't understand that the man has a voice and we need to be heard. So when something like this happens, it's just like, it's like a punch in the stomach, man. It's like a hit in the chest, because you're saying, I thought we were just starting to make some progress. I thought we were just getting to that place where we could say we're getting there. And then we get this huge blow, because I just got to be honest, the way he was able to put into words some of the feelings that men were experiencing, and then men themselves knowing like, man, I need to listen to this, because this is exactly what I'm feeling. This is what I need to get across to the people out there that I talk to. And I need to put the words in context, because the impact of the words is what resonates with the people and what resonates with men. And it's an eye-opener for a lot of women who really understand, like, this is what men think. This is how men are feeling. This is why a lot of men are leaving relationships. This is why a lot of men are walking away and not wanting to get into relationships. So it's painful for me to be here today and just really You know, I'm speechless because I really felt like we were starting to make some progress. And I don't know, I had dreams of, trying to collaborate with Kevin. I had ideas of trying to grow my channel to the point where I could attain his success. And today, I will never get to meet Kevin Samuels. But I think in order to be hopeful and to be positive about this, we could look at him as a martyr for someone who was fighting for that justice, that equality, that, fighting for the voice of men. And we could take this on and look at this as an example of somebody who led their life with purpose, somebody who tried to get his voice and the voice of millions of other men out there. So his life didn't was not in vain. He didn't live his life in vain. He lived his life for a purpose. And that's an example to other black men out there, is that you can be different. You can go out there and live your life in a different way and still gain success, even though some don't agree with you. And that's what I think the example of his life is. It's going out there, being different, and going against the grain. And even if it's a short time that you do that, having the bravery and the strength to stand up against these huge media forces who do not want your opinion. They fight against your opinion. They call Kevin Samuels a misogynist. Do you really think that he hated women? Or do you think that he was giving the opinion for men that men are afraid to speak for themselves? Was that what he was doing? And is it so bad that a man has an opinion different from the mainstream? Is it so bad? Is it so horrible that you don't agree with the major news outlets out there and the message that they're getting across and the message that they're speaking to your children? You're going to have to contend with that one day, which is the groupthink that mainstream media implants into your child's head. You're going to have to contend with that one day. Wouldn't you want a child or a kid who could think on their own? And that's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about free speech. And we're talking about going against the grain. And we're talking about a group of men, and men as a whole, because it's not just black men who are going through this. This is men as a whole. And what's going on in America? What's going on with modern women? What's going on with modern men? What do modern men want? And what do really modern women want? Think about that. The next time you start to judge someone who is speaking for a group of men who are being shut out from mainstream media. Hey guys, that's about it. That's all I got today, but I'm like heartbroken over Kevin Samuels. Didn't know him, but I love the man for the message and the bravery that he showed in putting that message out there. And I will always remember him for that. Thank you guys.